What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video we're focusing on the European teams and how they can possibly win the Rugby World Cup. Since we've kicked it off in 1987, we've seen New Zealand win, Australia win, South Africa win, and England only once in 2003. Yes, they've come close, they've been finalists a few times, but they haven't been able to get that opportunity. Now, former Irish captain Rory Best has made a statement saying that what they need to do is align the seasons together in order to allow equal opportunity. For example, the Rugby World Cup, when it kicks off, the Southern Hemisphere are finishing off their season, meaning they have more time to gel as a team. Where in Europe, you still got your provincial leagues going ahead, etc., etc. So South has more time to prepare over the years and to formulate a group instead of rushing all at the last minute, which I do agree makes sense, definitely. What I feel needs to happen is we need to see an increase in international rugby. If we look at the times, I mean, England and all these great teams in the Six Nations are not playing the South enough. You play New Zealand once every 2, 3, 4 years. It's not often. We need to repeat this. And I think the problem here comes in the June-July international season. We need to see more happening here, more rugby. For example, when you go to the November internationals, we see the South traveling, touring around. Now, obviously, it's easier because in Europe, you guys are a lot closer opposed to New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. But they can always formulate different ways on how to do this and prolong the tournament going over June and July. Use those 2 months in order to formulate some sort of tour. So then England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, France, Italy can go, all these teams can go tour, and Scotland can go tour again in the south. So they play more rugby and more opportunity to play teams like New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Argentina. Because I think that's one thing we're missing. We have to wait till the end of the year in order to see a team play. And South Africa, New Zealand, Australia do tour. It's great. We see Wales, we play England. It's competitive, but that needs to be replicated over here in June, July, where the North can come down and tour the South. I know we currently have seasons where we'll have, for example, Scotland, we're going to tour South Africa in a 2-test match series. I think we need to increase it a bit in order to grow international rugby. We see a lot of provincial teams playing and provincial tournaments, Super Rugby, Pro 14, Premiership, Top 14, etc., etc. But we're not seeing enough international rugby in my eyes. And we've got rugby throughout the entire year. So aligning the seasons is a great idea, and I think it will definitely benefit them. But I think more needs to be done in order to allow these teams to play each other on a consistent basis. Now, there was talk of the Nations Cup being introduced in order to bring in more international rugby, but there needs to be a little bit more. We have the time. We can reduce tournaments, we can slow them down, make them shorter, and increase the opportunity to bring international seasons back. We've got the Six Nations and the Rugby Championship. Those are really two of the big tournaments in the year. Then you've got your July International, or June, July, and then your November Internationals. For me, focus on a bigger tour in June, July to allow travelling within the various northern southern territories. You know the time zones are hectic between SA and Oz and New Zealand. But in Oz and New Zealand, it's not too bad. So for England to tour, go for it. For Wales to tour, go for it. And then South Africa for the end kind of thing. I just feel more opportunities like that to give these teams more exposure to playing the teams like New Zealand, to playing the teams like Ireland, Wales, especially when these teams are on fire. For example, go back to 2018 when Ireland were in the greatest form. They beat New Zealand. That was it. So for me, if that was consistent and these guys could play more, it gives them the opportunity. And that when they hit the World Cup, then they're familiar with how everything's going in international rugby, and it will give them the opportunity to have more confidence in going the extra mile. North has it. I think this year was the biggest, or 2019 was the biggest year where we were talking about something different happening. The focus was England going in as favourites. Wales had a stunning year, could never count them out. Ireland, could they have broken that quarter-final curse? I think if more opportunities get given, those curses will be broken and we'll see more teams winning. Just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And if you do, what would you implement in place in order to improve the opportunity for the North to win? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. If you want to be a member, hit the join button down below next to subscribe. And don't forget to turn your bell notifications on. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Always appreciate the support. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.